information and inspiration. This is WIDU, the We Do Network.
ATC Tower, this is Heartbeat Flight 2026. Permission to take off.
Permission granted. Heartbeat 2026. Take off.
Shh. Heartbeat.
Listening to Heartbeat.
Heartbeat. Heartbeat. Heartbeat. Heartbeat. Heartbeat. Heartbeat. Heartbeat. Heartbeat. Heartbeat.
You tune in to Heartbeat. You tune in to Heartbeat.
Yeah.
Good morning and welcome to the best part of the day. A little bit after 10 on this fabulous, wet, blessed Friday morning. This is the day that our Savior has made. When you're above living ground and in the midst of the land of the living, you better rejoice and be glad in it. Happy Friday. It's time now for more of Wake Up on WIDU, the We Do Radio Network. We're also streaming live Facebook and YouTube. Welcome. Good morning. Do us a kind favor, like, share, and comment. Phone lines are open, will be open throughout the duration of today's program of Heartbeat, 910-483-6111. The earlier, the better. We got the brother duo in today. One MIA, missing in action. He's out, but he sends his best. He'll be back on next week. That's our very own coach, Minister Tony Billingsley. We got the brothers in here kind of twinning today a little bit. Looking good, doing good, feeling good. We're pleased to have Bishop J.L. Gabo and Senior Pastor Ron Gabo. It's the Gabo Heartbeat Radio Talk Show today in the midst of WIDU's Wake Up. The brothers are going to be holding it down, giving us a great segment of Heartbeat Radio Talk Show. Gentlemen, welcome. Good morning. You're looking good. Hope you're feeling good, doing good. It's all on you. Take it away. We're ready for Heartbeat Radio Talk Show.
Thank you, Tammy. My little brother did get the message about church. Okay. That's how we do it here.
Yeah.
Still take priority number one. I'm number one, yeah, but nonetheless. You gotta dance like there's nobody watching, love like you've never been heard, sing like no one is listening, and live like it's heaven on earth. Good morning, world. I'm still John Godbolt.
I'm Ron Godbolt.
And this is Heartbeat Flight 2026 on Wake Up, where we still believe the truth is the truth if no one believes it, and a lie is still a lie even if everyone believes it. Happy Juneteenth to you as we're going to talk a little bit about that today as well as some other topics. But I got to tell you, it is a great day in the village of Lafayette. Even though we got some bad weather, as far as one side is bad, the fact that lightning and thundering and flooding in some areas, but to have some rain, I'm telling you, was so good. Grateful for that. But let me give a shout out to all of our friends who are following us on Facebook and YouTube. We appreciate you so very much. In our audio family, we're so appreciative of you. Laurinburg, North Carolina, WEWO, 1460 AM and 92.5 FM. Our friends in Lumberton, WAGR, 1340 AM, 97.1 FM. Our friends in the metropolitan city of Red Springs, almost said Spring Lake, Red Springs, WIDU 1160 AM and 98.5 FM. And then the flagship right here in the God bless city of Fayetteville. That's how we call it. WIDU 1600 AM and 99.7 FM. It's a blessing to be with you. And those of you who are celebrating a birthday, anniversary, we're so excited for you. You've been around another year around the earth, and on the earth, another rotation. So that's great. What you got, Doc?
Grief Share is going on at the church. We meet every Wednesday from 10 to 11:30 at the church. That's One Church Covenant Fellowship, 918 Person Street here in the city of Fayetteville, across from the Weenie Works out on near 24, Highway 24. And you can call the church if you have questions, 910-323-8889. If you're interested in Grief Share, like to share, or just like to sit in and see what it was. I was able to get there a little early for noonday prayer, and I was able to sit in for about 30, 40 minutes last Wednesday. Just always learn something. You always pick up something that can help you. Also, we have an online session on Saturdays from 9 to 10:30. You can call the church to get the information and get registered online. Again, that's 910-323-8889.
Thank you so much, sir. And if you are one of those people who are living alone, don't have a lot of company, or you're just sitting around the house, you need to do something. We want you to get out. It's one thing to be alone, but it's another thing to be lonely. We don't want you lonely if you are alone. That could be a choice. However, talk to someone. Get some more human beings in your life. Talk to them about positive things and get involved with them, okay? Listen, we got 3 topics today. Again, we're going to talk a little bit about several things. One of them will be Juneteenth, of course. Also, the peace agreement between the U.S. and Iran. I want to go into some more details on that and talk about some things, the long-term effect of that as well. Some soccer players from the continent of Africa and the Middle East having difficulty coming in to the U.S. and what we can understand or we can gather from that and what can be done or what hasn't been done. And we got the car doctor coming on. Dr. Harvey Johnson will be talking to us today about what works and what doesn't work with fuel additives, plus a health tip or two and a did you know or two as we look at these great situations. Happy Juneteenth to you, my brother. Hope things are going well and you're doing something out there that you can celebrate.
Oh, yes, definitely. And we're having a great revival. That's a good way to celebrate at One Church Covenant Fellowship.
Come on.
Tonight is the last night. Pastor KJ Stribner will be with us, 7 p.m. Come on over. You'll enjoy the good fellowship, good word we're having.
And that's the freedom we're talking about, being able to have that opportunity. Wednesday night we had Cherie Graham, Hinton Graham with us, who shared the word. And then last night, Apostle Bradley Taylor from Salisbury. So we had Charlotte, and then we had Salisbury, and then we're having Charlotte again coming into Fayetteville. So at One Church Covenant Fellowship, 918 Person Street, we'd love for you to join us tonight at 7 p.m. That's a great start for Juneteenth.
Oh, yeah.
And celebrating. By honoring God who opened up a lot of doors for us to see what life could be like with freedom. But with Juneteenth, now I love that terminology, Juneteenth, because you think about June 19th, and we always have a way of putting things together in our own culture, thinking about that back in the day where you're free for 2.5 years and you didn't know it. Yeah, amazing.
We went to Philadelphia one summer. You remember that? Did you come over?
Yes.
And we got to see a parade. I mean, they put on a parade up there for Juneteenth. I saw that there's a couple of things happening in Fayetteville this weekend, so that'd be nice to get out and enjoy that for Juneteenth celebration.
Some has already started, so those who are doing it and through the weekend, I do know that Honda, I just saw the car doctor come in, and we saw Honda's putting on a really great barbecue as well from starting at, I think it's at 9 a.m. or 9 a.m. to 4. So it's a lot going on, a lot of reason to celebrate. Of course, it became a federal holiday in 2021 when the U.S. Congress, it was the 117th Congress that enacted, Joe Biden signed the Juneteenth National Independence Day Act into force, if you will. And then, of course, we hadn't had a national holiday for African Americans since Martin Luther King in 1983. But we are seeing that there are a lot of people who benefited from it. But I tell you what I did not know, I found some more information, that there were blacks, Seminoles, Indians, if you will, who were slaves, and they escaped in 1852 from slavery, and that they celebrated with as well. They settled in Mexico. There's a place in Mexico, I don't want to mess up the name, but they wound up leaving America and settled there. But they also are celebrating with us on Juneteenth as well.
Wow, that's so nice.
A lot of good things happening out there. So if you haven't got involved in it like we did, we were up there in Philly for celebrating our family reunion with that part of our family who was in that area. And happened to be, as I get most people do, when you get down to Philly, you want to see
the Liberty Bell,
Liberty Bell, and the signing of this and that,
yeah,
all these, and then we started hearing some of the most amazing music and colors and bands and cars dancing. I said, what is this? And then we found out it's Juneteenth.
Yeah.
And I never even heard of it until then, or paid much attention to it.
Wow. Yeah, that was something.
Well, anyway, with that being said, please make sure that you get involved in some way in celebrating, sharing with others, and think about freedom, especially if you are born again believer in Jesus Christ. You've got that freedom as well, but knowing that, like so many other people, the freedom is ours in Christ as well. And yet people are walking around bound and not even knowing that they're been
free. That's right.
You're free there as well. So enjoy that freedom as well. So we had when we started this task, and we were talking about doing this, it was a temporary, if you will, ceasefire. But I found out Israel's still fighting, but nonetheless, we're talking about between the U.S. and Iran. Yesterday, there was an agreement brought to the U.S. Congress, and they were outlining some of the temporary ceasefire, but it became more of an interim deal with Tehran to end the war. So there were some terms that I wanted to kind of look at, but also I wanted to pay some attention to the long-term effect. When you start talking about a war, even this one, it was too long in the sense of anytime you have war, it's just too much. But we have to figure out what was the best thing for it and how we can deal with it, how we can make better behind it. But if you think about this for just a moment, the very cost. Now, we don't know all the backdoor deals. We just know what's on the paper there. But here's some things on the paper that it has to be some ending of specific things. Do you want to outline those things or that they're ending?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. They're ending the fighting, the military action, and then they are America's lifting the naval blockade, allowing commercial ships to move through the Strait of Hormuz. And then thirdly, the nuclear restraints Iran is placing its enriched uranium stockpiles under UN supervision, setting the stage for future talks.
Now, if you talk about the cost, now this is I wish I had more time to go through this as we walk through these different things about cost of war. And what does it cost us, what does it cost the nation, and what does it cost the world? If you think about it for just a moment, in this short span of time, it has cost taxpayers about $132 billion thus far. Now that meter is still running.
Wow.
Because it's you can set an agreement, but until things start moving, sometimes it takes 30, 60 days for a lot of these things to really move out of one point to the other. Now think about the cost. $132 billion thus far. But also, if you talk about gas, shutting down the Strait of Hormuz made the gas prices that were at one point when this war started, gas was basically under $3 a gallon. So it started to climb up to the point where it was about $4.56 a gallon at most places. And this is according to the AAA, and they were telling us about these things. Now, think about this: 360 million to 380 million gallons of gas are burned each day in America. Okay, that's a lot of gas. Nonetheless, this is, again, some statistics that we've seen from the Energy Department. And what that looks like when you start looking at the amount of money. So the surcharge, because of war, we added another $360 million on the cost of gas. Ladies and gentlemen, $360 million on the cost of gas per day. Now, I don't know how you look at money, but that's a lot.
That's a lot. Any way you look.
Any way you look at it. But that's what the American public pays behind this. And then I think gas, like I said, it peaked in early April, somewhere around $5.69. And of course, if you're like me, you're seeing it go down in some other areas. But the price of even airline tickets jumped up 27% from last year. So we're seeing that it's affecting this in all kinds of areas. Even the Farm Bureau notices that the fertilizer cost climbed 47% to about 70% for American farmers. So to get normal situations, or if they ever get back to normal, we don't know that. So globally, it's affecting others. It's not something that you can say, okay, I'm sitting over here in my corner of Red Springs, North Carolina. It's not bothering me. It will, and it will continue for some time.
It's going to affect everyone, and I don't know why some people think it's not going to affect them, but bottom line, and especially with gas and you know, like you say, with that petroleum and so many other things that you use it for, not just for your car.
Sure.
You know, plasticware and all that comes through that.
The military has, at this point, we have the calculations are, it has, this war for the short time that's been going on has been $29 billion for just the operational costs for the military. Now, I've heard, I can't prove this, but the war is not ending just because they're getting what they want. But some of the powers that be are concerned, the midterms are coming up. And when the midterm comes up, you want to make sure that there's not a war that you can get blamed for. So ending something like this is important. And I get that.
Yeah.
But if you could have ended it for that sake,
how much more money you could have saved
by not even having it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's part of the political cost, if you will.
The other thing that America's got a bad habit of, when you're doing these negotiations, we always like to say, and if they don't cooperate, we're going to do this. You know, Vance just said, you know, we're trying to work this negotiation, but if they don't cooperate, we got all the cards. You know, when you're trying to negotiate, you know, you don't come in still trying to be the big dog. You know, you say, let's work out this agreement. We're both spending money. We're both getting innocent people dying. Let's try to come to agreement.
I got a saying. I told my wife and I, we talk about this often when we hear things like what Vance just said. I said, wisdom does not come in pull-up size. Wisdom, you've got to understand life, and you're making these kind of statements in front of these cameras, and people that you're talking about are listening as well.
They hear that.
Okay, so what do you tell? Are you trying to make them feel like you are not in our league? We say we have the most powerful army, military in the world, and theirs is probably not even a tenth of what we are. However, you don't want to put people in a position, like we said, bullet to bullet, man to man. Nobody wants to get out there and shoot at each other. Okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And even now, Russia's finding out they are not as strong with Ukraine as they thought they would be, because what's happening is these Ukrainians, look, I got nothing to live for.
Yeah.
And so they don't have a fear, and so the Russians are losing ground with them. But what happens is a lot of times people don't get the point of when you're dealing with people like that from other countries, Middle Easterners, who have a mindset. We won't fight you that way, but you'll go home.
Yeah.
And in your house, and one day your whole living room blows up.
That's it.
That's how they fight.
Yeah.
Or your school is blown up.
And when you ain't got nothing to lose, that's where you get suicide bombers.
Exactly.
Especially if your family's suffering, they say you wear this bomb and go kill about 30 Americans. Your family be taking care of the rest of their life.
And they glorify you.
Yeah.
They put you all up in the air. And they have a party showing you a picture. And
That's right.
Comparing these other folks. That's a different kind of war mindset. That we don't quite get. We got Dr. Johnson online. Okay, we got the car doctor online. I told you this hour is so fast.
I know it.
I'm telling you. So, Brother Johnson, welcome to Heartbeat.
Well, thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
What you got for us today?
Well, I want to talk a little bit about fuel additives.
Fuel additive, yes, sir.
Sir. And real quick, what are they supposed to do? Why use them? How often do we use them? And which one do I use? Okay. Well, the first one is, what are they supposed to do? They're supposed to increase fuel economy. And they do that by cleaning the system. It cleans all the deposits out of the engine, the combustion chamber, mainly the combustion chamber. Most cars nowadays have fuel injectors, and fuel injectors get clogged, they get dirty. You have carbon deposits in the combustion chamber. And the newer the cars, they have what's called direct injection.
Okay.
And that puts the fuel directly into the cylinder. And nothing is there now to clean the valves. Some of the older engines would inject the fuel onto the valve, and that would help clean the valve. So now there's nothing to clean the valve, and it gets a lot of carbon deposits in there. So using these fuel additives will help keep all of the deposits from getting in there. We still have a problem with the direct injection. You have to take your vehicle in periodically and let a qualified technician clean those valves. We're supposed to be going forward with that, but we went backward. That has to be done.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you about. It sounded like to me that by going directly in, we've created a bigger problem on the end of these cars being repaired, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
Okay.
Now, what some of the Japanese manufacturers have done, they have both direct injection and the old injection, which put the fuel on the valve. And that keeps the system cleaner. I think Toyota does that with some of their engines, Toyota, Lexus. But most of the manufacturers, they went with direct injection. That's all they have is directly injected in the cylinder. More power, but more maintenance. Okay. Now, of these additives, which one do I use? The number one, and has been number one for years, and the only one that I would use is Techron by Chevron. And Chevron happens to be one of the top tier gasoline companies, which they put Techron in their fuel. So if you habitually buy Chevron gas, you're getting this Techron in the gas.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So all top tier gasoline manufacturers, Chevron, Shell, I think BP is one of the top ones too. They have very good detergent, and that's what determines the top tier gasoline company, really.
Okay.
How much and how good that detergent is. But tests over the years have proven that Chevron is at the top all the time. Shell comes in a close second. Okay.
Okay.
But from what I know, you can't buy the Shell additive like you can the Techron by Chevron. Now,
So-
the only thing, go ahead.
Are you saying that Shell does not have the Techron or additive in it? Or
It does. It doesn't have Techron. Techron is Chevron's brand of detergent.
okay. All right.
They also sell it in all the auto parts stores, Walmart. You can buy Techron just about anywhere.
Okay.
And they've been doing that for years. But Shell's additive, I can't remember what they call theirs, but it's been proven to be very effective also.
Okay. So they're like a number 2 to Chevron.
Yes, sir.
And you mentioned BP.
BP has also been known for years to have clean gasoline. Their detergent, they used to advertise their gas was white gas. In other words, it was clear. It didn't have a yellow tint to it. It was clear like water.
Okay.
And for a long time, probably 40 years ago, that's what I bought and put in my vehicles.
So, and I don't want to cut you off. I'm trying to follow this because I don't know if we have a Chevron around here or not, but I do know we have Shell and BP.
What about Exxon?
Exxon, I'm not sure about. It is a top tier company, but what their additive is and how it rates, I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but they do have good detergent. It's a good detergent gasoline.
So we got people who are buying cheaper gas just because of the cost of it. What about that cheaper gas, and we don't like ethanol, but they're doing it anyway. However, they buy the Techron from, say, the additive from a store and add it to their gas. Is that
That's fine.
That's fine?
Yes, sir. You can do that. In fact, I recommend that.
Okay.
Each time you have your oil change, just do the cleaning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't have to do it continually, but if you're going to keep the vehicle and you want it in its best operating condition, then you do that. But it's quite expensive if you do it every tankful.
Okay. Okay. So if I do my oil change regularly and do that as well with my oil change, which is a good plan to keep my vehicle sharp,
Yeah,
best shape.
it'll keep you clean. No matter what gasoline you're buying, really, it'll keep it clean. It'll keep your system clean.
good. Okay. That's awesome.
Because, with Techron, the one bottle treats 12 gallons, and most gas tanks now are about 18 gallons or more.
Correct.
So you'd have to buy 2 bottles.
That's good.
And so the next one is Lucas. Lucas is also a very good cleaner. I've used Lucas products many times.
Yeah, me
My
too.
favorite is Techron by Chevron.
Okay.
Royal Purple is also a top product,
Purple.
but they're proud of it. It's expensive.
They're proud of their product. Okay.
But it is good. You don't have to worry about, if you buy Royal Purple, whether it's motor oil or their products, they're very good.
Okay.
Yeah, we got bad news. There's no Chevrons in Fayetteville. Primarily, they're in the West Coast and Southern U.S. That'd be your area.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Well, but you can get the additive.
Correct. Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay. Now another one that you hear a lot about is Seafoam. I have
Yep.
personally never used Seafoam. And
Yep.
all of the reports that I've read about it, there were no negative reports, but I didn't find a lot of positive like this, saying this is a great product, it works really well.
Correct.
Not like the first two.
Yeah, I had someone who recommended, one of the mechanics recommended it for me for an issue with my wife's car, something. And they had P-Phone comes in so many different additives for gas as well as oil, depending.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know about that one, but Royal Purple, and I know about Lucas. But this is
Yeah.
good. What else you got there, sir?
Well, just to finish up on that, they're all safe to use. But when you look at the ingredients, so what makes this product work? It has to contain something called, if I can say this correctly, polyetheramine. And in short, it has in parentheses PEA. And what that does is dissolve stubborn carbon deposits.
Okay.
And carbon deposit is the enemy. Okay.
Okay. I'm taking notes. Okay.
Okay.
Carbon
Okay.
deposit. That's a real enemy, because if it builds up, carbon builds up in a car. What is it? What is some of the side effects or things we're going to pay attention to? We'll notice eventually.
Rough idle. You pull up to a stop sign. It's stumbling, running, kind of rough. It could cause you to misfire if it gets bad enough. It can also cause, if it builds up in the combustion chamber, it will cause pinging, like as if you bought cheap gas.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
That's what it is, because it increases the compression ratio, but not in a good way.
Okay. So the pinging is not necessarily the gas; it's the buildup. Okay.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Gotcha.
sometimes you hear people say, I must have had some water in that gas, but it might be that, huh?
Yes, that's right. If you bought a lot of cheap gas and you got a lot of carbon buildup in there in the combustion chamber, it's detonation, and it's firing before it's supposed to. You turn your gasoline engine into a diesel because
It
it's
is.
firing on compression.
I see. Okay. Well, look, Doctor, again, thank you so much. This is helpful to all of us. And I know Tammy's taking notes. She with her vehicle, making sure these single women want to make sure they're safe out there on the
Oh,
highways. So thank you so much for your gift and your talent to us and your education.
welcome.
Oh, man. And we look forward to next month, all right?
All right.
Thank you so much. That's our friend, Dr. Harvey Johnson. We call him the car doctor from Florida, and he's calls in and shares with us tips, free information. Now, guys, take care of your vehicles.
Yes.
Pay attention to those things. The air pressure in your tires. We talk about all these kinds of things, and then you ride around, and then you look around, and you got Maypops. They may pop any moment now.
That's right.
And good thread in the middle, but it's worn on the sides because you didn't pay attention to some of those things. Okay, again, we got so much more to talk about and don't have a lot of time, but we got to do a Did You Know and Health tip to get everybody rolling so you can be with us on this and make your life a better life. Did you know, I got a couple of did you knows. Did you know that brass doorknobs are self-disinfecting?
Wow.
Did you know that? Brass doorknobs. I want to get this word. This is called oligodynamic effect, which means that in 8 hours, whatever bacteria was on that brass door handle, it dies. It
Wow.
hygienically cleans itself.
Wow.
Okay, so everybody's gonna buy brass door handles now.
They get ready to get sold out. Did you know a bolt of lightning is 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun?
Man, I'm telling you,
Good Lord.
that's a lot of heat there, bro.
I know. And that's why when I used to work baseball field and coaches used to tell me that it's way away. I said I mean, I'm not gonna be held liable if one of these kids get hit with a bolt lighting 5 times harder than the surface of the sun.
Man, you don't survive that. Huh?
Yeah.
No.
Hey, Coach, you want to play that game tonight?
We don't play. I'm old school. My grandma raised us. My mom raised us. Look, it's
go
lightning. The
somewhere.
Lord is working. Go
That's
somewhere and
what it
sit
is.
down.
That's right.
And glass drawers. Take off your glasses. Lightning drawers.
Yeah.
No, not really, but here again, I got to tell you this one too. Since Coach is not here, I got another one. The world's largest house. Can you imagine? First of all, where is it? Where do you think the world's largest house might be?
Hollywood.
Neither one. Not even in this country.
Oh.
The largest house in the world is in Mumbai, India.
Oh yeah.
It's owned by Mukesh Ambani. This house is 400,000 square feet with 27 stories, multiple pools, and 168 parking spaces. It's a mall. It's a hotel.
It's a hotel.
I don't know.
It made the Biltmore house look small, don't it?
Man, it's big because it has to be bigger than Biltmore because Biltmore is one of the probably the largest home in America.
Yeah.
But in the world,
Yeah.
400,000 square feet.
27
Stories. Yeah, boy, you talk about go to your room. It'll take me 5 years to find you.
Yeah, I know.
Let's get a help tip here.
Good Lord, who would have? Oh, let me tell you this.
Okay.
Giraffes speak to each other by humming.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's how they communicate.
The humming. Okay. All right.
I wish I get when everyone listen to that.
Forget the health fads on the fallacies. I got some facts for you about your body and your brain here now, so you guys can keep the numbers right. Okay. You can. Let me get the right one here. I love this one. No, let me change that one. That's too much. Doc, go ahead. I got so many here. I need to find the one.
Okay.
Okay.
If you have symptoms,
Okay.
seek medical attention. Don't ignore warning signs of issues.
Ooh. Okay. By the way, if you are, I don't like swimming pools personally, unless it's just me by myself. But people urinating in pools
Good God.
can be dangerous to your heart.
Good God.
Science has proven that urinating in pools causes anxiety and some kind of shock effect in the body. So make sure that you are aware of that. Chlorine and the urine together causes not only the smell that's bad, but it also shows in research that those chemicals combined are agents that damages the heart and the lungs, and also can cause cancer.
Good God.
Okay, so I'm not a swimming pool fan necessarily, but make sure you use the restroom because
Yeah, before you get in there.
Before you get
and
in.
then don't stay there all day, you know?
yeah.
And then you don't want to be in these little creeks and things because, I mean, you don't know what level that water is, and you could be all right in one section and have a 4 feet drop in another
Oh yeah,
section.
we've lost a good friend
Good friends like that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, way back when we were much younger. If you are if you are a person who feel with anxiety, what happens? We found out also there's a study that happened in 2013 found that people who are anxious, smells that are bad smell worse to them than people who just are not as anxious, but they are just having a regular day and say, that smells bad. But if you're full of anxiety, that exposure causes you to smell at a heightened awareness. And of course, it smells worse to a person with anxiety. So please make sure you take care of yourselves, okay? We're finished with that, I think. We done told you about some things about your body and staying out those pools. And as a matter of fact, the guy in India has so many pools, you can choose yours by yourself in that house. And you don't have to worry about anybody else.
That's my pool.
Have your own pool by yourself.
Name that pool. Yeah.
Well, listen, we had another conversation about the World Cup. America is hosting the World Cup 2026 FIFA World Cup, and it's the largest tournament in history, with 48 teams from around the world coming in to America, and many of them started in other locations and they're coming in. But what we notice is there are several countries are having some issues getting into the country because of the ban that America has on, and I want to get it right, 75 countries, or at least a pause on their visas, 75 countries. And when you start looking at from Afghanistan to Algeria, to even Barbados and Bahamas, Belize, Brazil, it's on and on. Ivory Coast, Egypt, Ghana, Haiti, Iran. It just goes on. All these countries, and many of these countries got some incredible soccer teams. Well, we call it soccer. They call it football. But they're having some issue getting into the country. So we just kind of want to let you know that it's hard for you to do both at the same time. But we've seen this kind of action before during World War II with Hitler as well. There were some things that made it difficult. But however, we're seeing some real challenges with countries that are finding it difficult to get into America. The national team from Iraq, they were delayed at the airport in Chicago, O'Hare. I get delayed at O'Hare, but this one was a little bit different. This guy, I can't call his name other than Hussein. His last name is Hussein. He's a forward, and he was questioned for hours. And the photographer that was with him, they detained him for 10 hours, and then he was denied even after that to come into the country. So I'm hearing some stories. I'm not just picking, but I'm thinking a lot of these folk are going through a tough place just to get in to do what they are good at doing.
Yeah. And then America has this cost they call Visa Bond Pilot Program, where they charge $5,000 to $15,000. But most of the time, the soccer committee get it waived. But sometimes this takes time because of the the bureaucracy in it, and everybody got to get their hand in it, and so that's another major delay that's taking place.
Wow, I'm looking at your Uruguay, and I didn't say that right. Anyway, it's the plane landed in Miami, and they were blocked from the U.S. entry regulations as well. There's something about the aircraft they didn't have the right documentation on their aircraft, forcing them to remain in Cancun until that solution was solved. But however, by the time the deadline was met, they opened a match against Saudi Arabia. They had to either change it. I'm not sure what happened. They had a match, but they didn't quite make it. I don't know what happened on that end, but it delayed them just that much, which is part of the problem if you have a communication issue. Some of these are communication issues with the airline to come into America. Hey, it's not the team's fault. You got to make sure you understand what are the paperwork, the requirements that's needed. Yeah.
And and we saw an article where the Iran team was forced to leave after they played.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's a safety issue, but my question is, why are we fighting a country and letting them play soccer on our grounds? I mean, that's a good way for a terrorist to come in, a spy to come in, or blow up something.
And but this is what happens during war and games. And history shows us that this has happened. Israel had that. We had that same problem when. I wish I could remember it all. I remember this guy was a weightlifter in the country from Israel, and he was able to hold the door with these whoever it was against him, trying to push the door open and kill all of the members of the Olympic team in Israel. This is back during the 70s, I think. But I remember that being a war situation happening, not in that country, but because of the hatred for that particular country, they killed those Olympic players in that. But Somalia was another one, and this was the one that brought my attention to it because I was following what was happening with this country, and then somebody mentioned it online. I said, well, let me see what's happened. This guy was a referee, Omar Hartan. He's a referee, supposedly very good at what he does. He officiated World Cups before. He was sent to the country, came in through Miami, the airport. And they detained him for 11 hours, vetting him, talking to him about it. And despite having all of the things he needed, he was denied entry. After all of this being detained. I know about being detained. I had that happen once when I was coming in to do a revival in a country. And by the time I got to one, I won't name the country, but I got to one where my bags got messed up in America, one flight. And so I came in there without my bags. And so I don't know why they were looking at me like that, but like I was going somewhere to do something I shouldn't do. But nonetheless, I'm in there. They take me in the back and question me. And then I'm waiting for somebody to tell me something. I missed several flights trying to get to the next place because they would not let me out. Without saying a word, finally, at the last flight to be able to get into the country, I got in. But that feeling of, what did I do?
Yeah.
But because I didn't have
to me.
Yeah, I didn't have luggage. It's like this guy's coming in to do something in our country.
Yeah.
But that feeling is strange. I can't explain unless you've just been there. I didn't do anything. I'm really here to do what I'm called to do, but you guys are making it difficult. So anyway, when you start looking at 48 nations that are wanting to be here to be a part of this, there are some stories of nations who decided, or people who decided they're not coming to the World Soccer matches because the difficulty they're hearing about other folk getting into the country and all of the limited ways that they are not allowing them to come in, the ways that they're making it difficult. So they decided, hey, I'm just going to stay here and I'll watch it online, or watch it on television, or watch it online. So that's a sad commentary, but it is as it is.
Yeah.
Well, on the others, I'm looking at some other reports, extensive bag searches. Part of this, I want to be honest with you because I'm always honest. I want to be a full disclosure. I don't mind the bag search as long as you do everybody's.
Yeah, that's right. Don't pick certain people. That's it. Do everybody.
I have been on flights and they stopped me and did some things and looking at the different visas and travel bans. I just thanked them. Thank you. I appreciate your hard work and what you're trying to do because I don't want to get on a plane with somebody.
You be like the guy you said. He said, "Oh yeah, check my bag. Check his too. Check them.
Check that one. Check
them all. Yeah,
check everybody. Let's take our time and make sure." Because when you're out there and you get in that position on a flight, you want to be safe.
Yeah.
And of course, I understand that. But when you are choosing people simply because of their color or where they're from, we might get into some sticky areas.
Yeah.
Here again, this is part of the journey. So most teams that were allowed to enter in, they face all the delays and detentions and denials. It's just really tough. However, we're seeing that World Cup goes on, and it's still going to be probably one of the biggest events that we've ever seen in our country, and bigger than our football, much bigger.
Wow.
So
yeah, here America's playing today. I think it was at 3 p.m. Yeah.
We're going to see what kind of team we got here too.
Yeah, because there's some good teams coming in.
Well, I know it's late, but shout out to the New York Knickerbockers.
Yes. For
their win of taking on the world, if you will. Jalen Brunson, I've got to get my hat off to him, a 6 foot 2-inch guard, and I've never seen anything like it. 3 Villanova basketball players starting. Villanova got their heads in the air right about now, I'm sure.
I'm sure it's some young high school people say, I want to go to Villanova.
Yeah, they can put 3 on the front line.
On the front line.
Yes, sir. That's impressive. And, of course, a shout out to our hockey team.
Yes.
The Carolina Hurricanes
Yeah.
brought back the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of good things happening.
Yes.
And we'll just take some solace in the good things in our sports world. And of course, to you who are celebrating with us Juneteenth, please make sure that you enjoy it. We have a great opportunity to look at our past, enjoy it, make plans for the future, and keeping our families safe and close to us. Now, young people, keep them educated.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody stop you. Keep them educated about how we got to where we are. Your
Yeah.
story is important.
Yeah.
All right, with that being said, the only thing the evil needs to triumph is for good men to do nothing. Bye-bye.